Hey folks, how you doing? I was out the other day with a long time user of a Lanshan, and I was using my Lanshan, and I've modified mine quite a bit, and the fella said, those are cool, you should do a video on them. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to explain what I do. So the first thing I do is I set my poles to 110 on one, and then between 110 and 115 on the other, about 112, kind of like that. Okay, so the other thing is, this isn't going to be a pitch-in video. There'll be a time lapse of it, but this isn't a pitch-in video. Okay guys, with any luck you've just seen a time lapse of me putting this up. I'm doing this because the other day I met up with a Shropshire lad who's a long time user of the Lanshan, and he noticed I did a few modifications and suggested that I put them up. He thought it might be of some interest to somebody. So, first thing, my Lanshan sits really nice and low to the ground. Now the reason for that is I set my poles to 110 and about 112, 113. So it doesn't affect the inside, and I'll show you why in a minute. But it just sits nice and snug to the ground. And as you can see from here, nice and tight ridge line, lovely and pretty. Now the next modification I've done is how I guy it out. So what I've got coming from this top point is just a bit of the guy line, and it was one of the two spare lines that you get in the pack, and I've tied it from there. It actually goes through just a plastic loop, and then it ties to the bit by the vent, and that is about 9 or 10 inches in length. There's an O-ring on there, and then what this is that is actually all of the existing guy line that comes with it. But what I've done is I've undone the knot where you peg the doors out, and I've just stretched it out. Now to attach that, I use these little bunny ears, and I will explain these in a minute. I've already done it on the other camera, but I'm doing a belt and braces job because I'm in a public park setting this up and everybody's looking at me like I'm an idiot. So, the next modification I've done is to the doors, and I quite like this one. This came off one of my Van Gogh tents. Because I now have that method, I no longer have the line coming back to hold the door down. So all I did is I removed the line that was on it, and I put bungee on it. And with that, I'm going to change hands. Really professional video here. All I need to do is grab hold of my bungee, and I can open and close my doors like that. So those are most of the external modifications. I'm going to explain the bunny ears now, so give me a second. I just need to change it. So, the way this works is, I'm going to just untension it. Right, what this is just a little piece of metal like that. Little eye, big eye, massive eye. On there I've just got a normal slip knot, tying that onto there. And the idea behind it is it goes through the loop that you can't see at the top, but I'll show you that in a sec. And you get it to somewhere where it's about tensioned, and you pull a loop through the bottom hole. And all you do is you take that loop and you pass it over the little one. Now, when you pull on this and slide it, it comes down and it locks into place. So it's just a line lock, that's all it is. Just a line lock. So this little loop that I did here, if you have a shorter guy line, then obviously the loop drops down. If you have a longer one, it pulls up. So it completely self-adjusts. Okay, this next one's a little more tricky to explain, and this is looking a little messy. I need to redo this one, but it was just a trial run the other day, but it worked really well. So this is the underside of where the pole goes. So pole goes under there. I don't think it's going to focus, but hey ho. So when you flick it up underneath, what you'll see is this sort of contraption. Now this at the top of the zip going off, put that there, in that direction, that's the ridge line. Now one of the problems that Lanshan suffers from is the ridge line actually touches the outer of the tent, and when it gets wet, water can come through. So basically what I've done is I've threaded a bit of paracord through that loop that's on the end. Can you see that? And I'll show you what I do with that in a second. I'm going to put the tent up and show you. And that is the ridge line. And what you'll see is it's very close to the top of the tent. Now, this thing I did the slip knot with, here, it's around the walking pole. I'm sorry the video is so crap. Let me see if I can widen that up a bit. Yeah, so that goes around the walking pole. Now, if I'm going to have to put the phone down for this for a sec. If I then tighten that to the handle, what you'll actually see it's done is pulled the ridge line away. Now, when I do it on both sides, I don't know if you can see that, but it actually pulls the ridge line completely away from the tent itself, but doesn't impact anything else. And in the middle at the top, when you do pull that one down, you get enough of a gap that you get no water come through. So that is the other modification. Hey guys, I really hope you found that useful and of interest. I've got a lot more mods, a few more for the Lanshan and some other bits and bobs, so I'll be posting those up shortly. So if you liked the video, if you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. To use a saying I heard the other day, if you didn't like it, give it 2 thumbs down. Click that button, thumbs down twice. But most importantly, hit the subscribe button, and that way when the next video comes out you'll get it straight away. I just want to say thank you very much indeed to everybody for watching my videos. Really hope you're enjoying them. I love making them for you guys. Take care and have a great weekend.